Ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to take a look at the WZ113. Yes, the Chinese tech tree heavy tank in tier 10. Now, what is this tank all about? Is it a one-trick pony, or is it a good tank in multiple areas? Because you know, there's good things about the tank, and of course there are bad things about the tank. But does the good things overlook the bad things? We're going to talk about the tank, we're going to look at the stats, and then we're going to talk about if it's still worth grinding. So, of course, the WZ113 is known to have amazing DPM. Amazing DPM for what it is. Is that all it's got? Is that all the tank's good for now? Pretty much, to be fair. Yes, it's got a nice turret, but, you know, a lot of tanks nowadays have got a nice turret. But other than the DPM, honestly, like, that is all the tank has got. So, but we're going to have a look at the stats, and you can decide at the end of the day. So the turret, as I've said, 260 millimeters of turret. Very, very good turret. Very strong turret, and you will struggle to penetrate that turret if it is in a hold down position. However, the hull is very weak at 125 millimeters. So on flat ground, you ain't bouncing. You ain't bouncing shit. Nothing. So yeah, good luck with that. However, as I've said, DPM wise, 3,440 DPM, which makes it one of the highest heavy tanks DPM in tier 10. Absolutely massive. That is medium, like medium tank DPM, but in a heavy. So that is a 7.3 second reload. Your penetration 255 on your APCR, 335 on your heat. Of course, you can run calibrated shells to up that penetration, but yeah, the tank is all about DPM. So I just feel if you run that, then you lose your DPM. So it's the tank's for me all about DPM, which is why I run the rammer, just to get that DPM up a little bit more. 68 penetration on your HE. Your damage, you've got a 420 alpha gun. Now, of course, this has been changed backwards and forwards. Forwards. It was 400, and now it is 420, which is a good thing. You know, more alpha, better. And that is why the DPM is a lot more nowadays. The heat the heat damage is 370 on your heat and 500 on your HE. Your aim time 4.0, not great to be honest, but your dispersion is very good at 0.293. And it only has 6 degrees of gun depression with a top speed of 45 kilometers per hour. So it's not a slow tank by all means. Like, it really isn't a slow tank. It's not too bad when it comes to the top speed. However, other than that DPM, as I spoke about, it's got nothing. Yeah, the speed's okay. The speed ain't too bad, but the traverse, the turret traverse, the gun depression, the aim time, they are all poor. And again, if you get caught out in the open, then it is a DPM war for you. You know, if you come up against the mediums, yeah, you might do all right, because you do have a little bit of armor to go against the mediums, and you've got DPM to sort of match them. But you come up against heavy tanks, yes, they don't have as much DPM as you, but they've got armor and they've got alpha, and you're not going to bounce a lot of shots, you know. But you get yourself on a ridge, fair enough, you're going to bounce shots, but because you've got no gun depression, you're not going to be able to get your shots off. So your DPM is absolutely worthless. And again, just the speed of it, the top speed, yeah, it is okay, but the track traverse, the turret traverse, they are really, really poor. And that is, for me, the biggest downfall with this tank. It's not the DPM, it's not the speed, it's not the gun depression. For me, it's just that traverse. Absolutely slow. And if you're in the middle of a map and a medium or a light tank comes at you and you've got nowhere to run or nowhere to hide, then you ain't doing jack. You're doing nothing. You're not going to be able to, because just that turret and the track traverse is mega slow. And in my opinion, it don't need more DPM. You know, it doesn't need any of that. It doesn't need penetration, DPM. It needs that's traverse sorting, and that is in my opinion. It does definitely need the traverse upping. It needs to be a bit quicker. And then once they make it a bit quicker, it might become a fantastic tank. You know, I'm not saying it's a bad tank. I think it is a good tank. It really is. But it's only a good tank because of that DPM. You lower that DPM of this thing, then it just becomes an average tank. So yeah, a good tank becomes an average tank in just, you know, with one thing. You take away one thing and it changes the whole tank, in my opinion. But yeah, it's nice having the DPM, you know, it is nice having a heavy tank with good DPM. And there's a couple, there's not many, but there is a couple in tier 10 that does have that. So it's not just about mediums, or it's not just about light tanks that have that really, really good DPM. You've got the heavies as well. And of course, to have that DPM, you do need to sacrifice something. You can't have really strong armor with amazing DPM. Of course, I understand that. But, you know, don't give it amazing armor. It hasn't got amazing armor. But in my opinion, it just still needs a little bit more. You know, I'm not saying it needs a massive change, but just make that traverse a little bit quicker, and then it will become a much, much better tank. So we're going to watch this game. I mean, both games are from the same person. We're not going to watch the second game. It's pretty much the same result, same amount of damage, so we're not going to. And again, this tank in the middle, no chance whatsoever. You know, he's got no protection. The only protection, if you find yourself in this kind of position, is just, I would go forward. You know, I'll try and face hug, because other than that, you're not going to get that many bounces. This guy might bounce, but again, he managed to shoot I think he shot the gun there. So he got away with that shot. Definitely got away with that shot. So far, 5,462 damage. There's just 2 tanks left alive, but sadly, our guy is a one-shot. Now, he's bounced 390. He just took that bounce there from that guy, and that is so far all he has got. So, yeah, it's got the opportunity to be a fantastic tank. And, you know, it used to be a good tank, but then people sort of know how to deal with it. Of course, it is getting changed again in the next update, so it might be better, it might be worse. What the hell was that shot from the E4 there? I've got no idea. More so, I don't know why he shot and then started to go forward. Like, why didn't you go back and hide? I really don't get what that E4 was doing there. So now, 1 minute 45 seconds left on the clock. The enemy do have base B, which changes things dramatically, because now, even just with a minute and a half left, the enemy are winning on supremacy points. And it didn't matter. In the end, it didn't matter. And that's the thing with this tank. You know, it's a heavy tank, and even that, you can't rely on that armor whatsoever. So what do you guys prefer on a heavy tank? Do you prefer DPM, or do you prefer the heavy tank to be a proper heavy tank with armor? Yeah, let me know. But again, I do prefer the heavy tank to have armor, but it is nice for a change to have a DPM, you know, a heavy tank with decent DPM, or not just decent DPM, but very good DPM. But for me, that is all it's got. It is, in my opinion, a one-trick pony. It's good at one thing, and that is that DPM. So let me know your thoughts on the WZ113. Are there any other things that you like about the tank other than the DPM? Let me know in the comments below. But for now, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Goodbye.